Welcome to your first episode of Deep Thoughts with Kurt and
Micah.
Glad to have you with us today as we explore some very deep thoughts.
Very deep. So, today on the podcast, we're going to open with a softball here, Kurt. How did we get to this point?
How did we get to this point? That is a mighty big softball.
I wanted to give you something real easy today just to open it up.
Well, as we were talking and just saying, we don't hear enough of Kurt on Sunday nights.
Ooh.
No, that
I don't think I've ever
said.
heard anyone say that.
I've never heard anybody say that either. No, we just wanted to add a little comedy to your day and occasionally actually do a true deep
obviously,
talk.
me and you are the most suitable. I mean, we are the funniest people. Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's
yes,
fact.
of course.
It's
Exact.
fact.
That is fact.
If you don't believe that, then don't DM us because we don't care and we're not going to read any of your questions.
No, keep DMing us because
Yeah, actually,
we
please.
need topics to actually talk about because if not, we get questions like this. So
Right. So I'm gonna give you some questions. We got 3 questions. I'm gonna keep the names anonymous because honestly, I wouldn't want my name attached to any of these questions.
great.
So open it up real simple. Softball, like I said. Who is your favorite student?
Who is my favorite student? That is a loaded question. I love all my students.
Right. Okay. Well, it says who's your favorite student.
Oh, I love
Actually,
all.
I had a typo and I said who's your favorite student. So technically, you answered that correctly.
See, there we go. If I had to pick a favorite student, it would be.
And we had some interference, and now we're back on the podcast.
Yeah,
and
I just love that person so much. They're
Right.
incredible.
I agree.
Absolutely incredible person. Yep.
Okay.
Everybody's favorite.
So, question 2. I'm going to go ahead and give a content warning. If you're not okay or comfortable with potty humor, then why are you listening to this in the first place? But here's the second question, and it's a medical issue. Kurt, you're a seasoned adult. It's better than saying
I
old.
do have some health studies
Yeah.
background in my major, so yeah, I can handle it.
Right. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to try. I got to say this with a straight face.
I just so you know, I've not previewed these questions in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Kurt
so.
has no knowledge of any of these questions, so these are all his organic responses. So, second question. Why am I urinating blood?
Wow. All right.
I told you it was
So
loaded.
I didn't realize that was the type of question that we were going to be addressing on this podcast.
Oh, you just wait.
But there could be several medical reasons on why you're urinating blood.
I mean, let's just look back and see what have you had to eat in the past 24 hours?
Have you been hit in the groin area?
Do you
I'm
play
not sure
any
if this is a boy or
sports?
girl this is coming from. You might just want to
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'll go ahead and give it. It's a male.
Okay, you might just want to go ahead and go see a doctor.
Depending on your age, a pediatrician.
Yes, just go see a doctor. That's as deep as a thought as I can give you right now. Wow. Yeah, just go see a doctor. Don't DM Micah that question.
But if you do have any other questions, make sure to DM us at FBC Rinkin Youth on Instagram, and if you have any
Or
other
Twitter.
questions on Twitter
If anybody's on Twitter
and on Snapchat,
and
because our usernames are the same,
no, we don't have a at FBC Rinkin.
right? But our
Snapchat.
personal usernames.
Yes, you can do Kurt V Kessler on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
LinkedIn,
LinkedIn,
MySpace, Pinterest. Do you have a Pinterest
AOL.
account?
I have a Pinterest account.
I do too.
I do. You know, lots of good ideas come out of
That's-
Pinterest.
Amen. I know a
So-
lot. I can work a lot with mason jars and pallets.
There you go.
I've learned a lot.
Yes, you can.
Third question.
Hey, Micah, I think
Oh,
before
boy.
we get to our third question, I believe we need to cover our random fact of the
Oh,
day.
boo, 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 boo. I got to get a soundboard so we can get that.
That's for all of you in the camp this summer. Random fact of the day. Today is the 26th day of October, And did you know in the United Kingdom, that's England, for those of you who may not be geographically...
Quick question. Are they still with United Kingdom? Or I thought Brexit was they're not.
Well, it hadn't officially all taken place. My internet, and you always trust the internet, says
correct.
in the UK. So in the UK, wherever that happens to be at this moment in time, but England's part of it, Scotland, Ireland, I don't know. Anyways, it is illegal to eat mince pies on Christmas Day. So if you were thinking about visiting England or the United Kingdom and eating a mince pie, don't do it during Christmas time. But random fact of the day, today is official mincemeat pie day. So go ahead and eat all the mincemeat pies you wish to have. It is officially mincemeat day. That is your random fact for the day. That was...
How professional can we get? Goodness gracious.
I had to break up the bloody urine comments, questions. All right.
If you listen to the beginning of the podcast, you might have noticed that we don't have a theme song set in place yet. And Kurt had to hold up his Mac to the microphone just to try to get whatever sound we could. So it's all coming together, people.
It'll happen.
So, third question. Now, this is actually going to be a deep thought question because we have to. I mean, this is detailed. This is life or death. If you poop and leave streaks in the toilet after you flush, are you obligated to clean it right away or clean it later?
That is a very, very good question, and I have some great insight on that. So if you ever leave streaks in the toilet, once again, what this has to do with church, I do not know. If you ever leave streaks in the toilet here at church, please, if there is a toilet brush nearby, use it. That's why it's sitting there. Don't leave the streaks. It leaves for a nasty smell. It leaves for a nasty look. It's just wrong.
Unless your toilet is like brown. Then can you get away with it?
Have you seen a brown toilet?
I've seen a black toilet.
I had a blue toilet growing up.
Oh, my grandmother had a blue toilet.
Yes,
with a fluffy thing on the top of the.
No, we weren't. We weren't fancy enough to get the fluffy thing.
Right, because that's what I want to think of when I'm using the bathroom.
Yeah.
Also, in that same house, we had she had like this like a straw girl.
Yeah.
That faced the wall, like her face was covered.
She was looking at you?
No, she just faced the wall.
She was facing the wall.
Like you saw the back of her. It was.
She didn't want to see you. She was being polite.
I guess so.
There we go.
But it wasn't in the bathroom. It was just in the living room.
Yeah. That makes complete sense.
Welcome to Alabama, folks.
Yeah. But yeah, blue toilet, brown toilet. It doesn't matter what color your toilet is. You really should not leave streaks in the toilet at all. I'm pretty sure if you'll give me just a second, Micah, I need a little filler time right here. Just talk about something.
Well, here's my question relating to that. Is it your toilet or is it someone else's toilet? Because if it's someone else's toilet, obviously the answer is clean it right away because you don't want to be a terrible, guest. But if it's your own toilet, you are the one having to put up with the smell and the appearance of that. So are you willing to do that, or are you going to do it right away?
No, see, I think you go ahead and you clean it. You clean it. You keep a tidy bathroom.
These are parenting tips from Kurt.
Parenting tips, life lessons from me. Absolutely.
We may be talking about poop and blood urine, but listen, these are life lessons that you cannot get anywhere else.
Yes.
We use Wikipedia and Google, so you can trust us no matter. It's all factual.
Completely factual. Listen, Deuteronomy 23:12 says this, and 12 and 13 says, designate a place outside the camp where you go to relieve yourself. As part of your equipment, have something to dig with, and when you relieve yourself, dig a hole, cover up your excrement. To me, taking that into a biblical context is nobody wants to see that stuff. Nobody wants to see your excrement. No one wants to see anything when you relieve yourself. So therefore, it's biblical, according to Deuteronomy 23:12 and 13. I can make the case that you should always, always, always clean up after yourself and never leave any remnants in the toilet.
And
there we go.
That's in the Bible.
That's in the Bible.
So you have to. Is that the Message Bible?
That is straight out of the NIV.
NIV.
NIV version.
It's
No.
not KJV, so I don't trust it.
Oh, well, let's see what the KJV.
Oh, I
mean, I
can't
can
imagine.
pull up the KJV real quick.
You know, have you ever noticed that, like in movies or in the Bible, besides that, verse that you just read, do you ever see anyone go to the bathroom, like in a thriller movie, like when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is jumping off of a 20-story building to dive into the water to save someone from drowning? Do you ever see him like, hey guys, I know that this building's burning down, but I really got to use the bathroom right now? Like, they don't show that. Do these people just not go?
Adrenaline, you don't usually use the bathroom in those adrenaline type situations unless you're just peeing all over yourself. King James Version of the Bible says, "Thou shalt have a place also without the camp, whither thou shalt go forth abroad, and thou shalt have a paddle upon thy weapon. And it shall be, when thou wilt ease thyself abroad, thou shalt diggeth therewith, and shalt turn back and cover that which cometh from thee." Well, once again, cover it up. Nobody wants to see it. Clean the toilet bowl. Don't leave streaks.
And that's from the KJV. That makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. The Message may not be appropriate for church.
I mean, listen, we've already crossed a line we can't go back on, so there's...
After you mark an area outside the camp where you can go and relieve yourselves, along with your weapons, have a stick with you. After you relieve yourself, dig a hole with the stick and cover your excrement. Once again, very clear language. Cover it up. Nobody wants to see it. Clean the toilet bowl.
I think that's enough.
That probably
talk.
is enough.
That's probably enough poop talk.
That probably is enough.
So I've got one more question, and this is going to be our closing question.
Yep.
So we can get this thing over with, because, I mean, both of us aren't going to have jobs. I don't know. I'm already...
Wait. You don't have a job.
Exactly. You're not going to have a job. You want to rub that in just a little bit more, Kurt?
I'm trying to keep my job.
You just... What, you feel bad because you talked about poop on a podcast? Now you got to put me down?
I need to go cleanse myself.
Uh-huh. In holy water. Last question. And this is honestly, we're getting away from everything else. This is just a closing thing. I might ask you this every week or whenever we put this out.
Sounds wonderful.
You have to have this off the top. You can think about it a little bit and tell me why. What is your current favorite song? You
My
can check
current
Spotify.
favorite song,
Right.
would definitely be
Or album. Song or album.
No. It would. How about I just play you a little clip of it?
Oh,
here?
please do. This is a first, people.
Really enjoying some Imagine Dragons Thunder right now. Check it out. Great song. That's all for week 1 of Deep Thoughts with Kurt and Micah. We'll send you off with a little bit more of Thunder. Have a great week. See you Sunday night at Deep.
Bye-bye.
5:30, doors open.
Thunder, 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 thunder.